So look, I know, I know. I've been saying that I'm going to come out with this PS5 review, and I've been dragging my feet on every corner. I keep trying a couple of new games, then I get sucked into like I've been personally sucked into Yakuza and Ori and the Will. I just had to finish Ori and the Will of the Wisp. I started the Ori series. I was like, you know what, this was a mistake because I gotta go through it. I love platformers. Yeah, I haven't met my promise on PS5, and right now they're still not consistently in stock. So anybody who can get one in stock is gonna get one anyway, and probably scalp it. And then a poor fan is gonna buy that scalped version because they couldn't get it. So I'm going to talk about are the wants on the PS5. Now, I already talked about my kind of like concerns, reviews, first impressions, the things that were happening the first couple of weeks that I had it. And these are different. These are my top 5 wants that I want them to kind of change for the future of the PlayStation 5. And all this stuff isn't like, I want a PS5 Pro, or I want an updated PS5 that has better cooling solution. I don't believe there's anything here. Let me double check. No, 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 no. Nothing here that's hardware related. Everything is software. Everything is something that could and should be added on, or things that just weren't available from the beginning. So I'm going to talk about them. Top thing I want from PS5 is a 1440p mode. And I say top thing because these are the things like I was thinking of and kind of what order I would want them to go. There's really not, it kind of depends on like what specific situation to talk about, but overall, my wants for the PS5 are a 1440p mode and also games that support higher refresh rates for you to be able to actually like change that a little more kind of like PC. For me personally, I had lots of problems playing. I have lots of problems playing Miles Morales on the ray trace performance mode. I don't have those problems with Spider-Man. Spider-Man PS4 remastered for PS5. For Miles Morales, I have those problems. The game crashes. I've had to have plugged it into my monitor and play it on 1080p. And it was when I was fiddling around with that, I was like, oh wait, it doesn't have a 1440p mode, so even if I wanted to go native, it won't. It only does 4K. It'd be nice. It'd be really cool to just have that option. It's in the middle there. It's already doing that for most games anyway. It'd just be nice. Um, that's all I can say on it. It's something small. It's something I don't kind of know why it's not there, but regardless, it'd be nice to have it. It'd be nice to kind of be able to just play something in 1440p. The second thing that I think they should be adding is browser support and any other missing features. So you know, I was surprised that there was no browser. I was trying to find it doing something else. I think I was trying to, computer wasn't up and then my PS5 was there and I was trying to do something on it. My phone wasn't by. So I just tried to go on and because I saw the browser somewhere in like the options, it shows browser, but it's not there and it's not available on the actual PS5. I don't know why. Um, at the very least, they should have just ported the browser over that was identical to the PS4, which I assume the browser at the end of this is not going to be any different than the PS4 browser. You know, it might be. Maybe I'm wrong. I really don't think I am. I think it's going to be kind of similar. I haven't really gone through too many things to see what other like missing features are there. There is no easy eject button for anything that's attached to the system. You got to search for it more than the PS4. And if there's things that are doing, if you're adding things that are taking longer to do in the next gen system, that's a failure. And I'll talk about this when we go to our fourth thing. But I think I think they should just be communicating what's going up with it. Yeah, just the lack of communication from Sony on this end kind of sucks. Number 3, which is kind of I'd probably say number 1, uh, these storage options. Now I get that they don't want to release what NVMEs are going to go in the expandable storage slot because there's most of them. If there is at this point one or two, I believe there's 3. I think there's an Aorus one. WD Black gets very close. I think it's the Samsung and one other one. I think there's like 2 or 3 that actually meet their specs. And I get it. You don't want to have anything unlocked in there because you don't want to have somebody go buy a $200-300 drive that doesn't fucking work. I get it. But for the love of fucking God, like when your box advertises 825 gigabytes and you have 660 something available in the system, and I cannot play my PS4 games off of the expandable drive like I can if I had a Series X or S, that sucks. That's your problem, Sony. Actually, it's your fault. It's our problem. And there should be a better solution. I get it. Games that got the next gen upgrade, you can't play them directly off there. Cool. I should be able to play the PS4 games on there. I should be able to plug that thing in without having any problems. I've seen people having problems of having to do the full restart of the entire console. I've seen the drive wiped. I've seen a couple of things that it doesn't exist for the PS4. These types of problems. The only problem I have with an extended storage drive on the PS4 is not ejecting it properly. That should also be there, which it is, but it should be available. If I have that storage drive that's worked for the PS4, I bought it at GameStop, the Seagate one, it's supposed to work for them. There's no reason why you can't just have it work like that. You know, if I want to play Spider-Man, the not remastered version for PS5, there's no reason if it's on that thing that I can't just load it up. If there's a game that's on the PlayStation Store that doesn't have an next-gen upgrade that's on there, something like just say even like Final Fantasy VII Remake. There we go, perfect. Like, I don't understand. It's something that should be fixed. It really sucks because now that you are getting a lot more free games, now we're on our second month of I forget exactly what, Rocket Arena or something else. Destruction All-Stars, I think it is. Whatever it is, all it takes is a couple of games to get up there. You know, Spider-Man Remastered is like 50-something gigabytes. Miles Morales is like Demon Souls are all like 60. You know, 40-something, 60-something. It's a lot. And to not have any solution, we're at, what is it, the 22nd? We're over 2 months after release, and they haven't said a fucking word on it. That sucks. That's on you guys, and you guys got to get that fixed, because this is the biggest fucking problem, especially if your box is going to be off by, what is it, like over 150 gigabytes of storage. If your box is going to be that off as advertising, you know, like if the Series S had 350 gigabytes when it says 512, or if the Series X had 850 when it says 1 terabyte, and then you couldn't play stuff off of there, I'd be bitching at Microsoft. I'd be telling them that's bullshit. They shouldn't have lied on the box, and they should get it fixed. Well, Microsoft did the right thing there. Unfortunately, as good as your SSD is, this is a shitty option, and you got to fix it. All right, number 4, the customizable game bar. The whatever it's called that pops up when you press the PS button. It should be more customizable. I should be able to take things on and off. I should be able to choose whatever settings I want to be able to put on there. I don't get it. A smartphone has been able to do this forever. You have an app, you can move stuff around, you can put them into folders. If I want to group together, say, downloads and audio and what's it called? Extended accessories all into one thing and just call the folder whatever the fuck number 1. I don't know why that's not a thing. It's like it's barbaric. You know, it'd be really nice to just be able to take just the piece that goes to extended storage stuff and put it down there. Instead of just having to go through devices and you go through this and go through, like, it'd be nice to just customize it a lot more than it allows you to do. It's really basic. And overall, the OS is like very basic. You know, I like the games and media split. But like, I wish that I could just press the R2, L2 button on the home screen and go between games and media. You know, or maybe R1 and L1 go between between what's on the same tab, and then R2, L2 go between games and media's tab. You know, so if you want to add extra tabs to that, we can. Yay. You know, it's such a basic OS. It's such a, you know, there's not really a lot of customization here. It's okay. Like it just doesn't feel as customizable as a PS4. And last but not least, the DualSense features should be available on as many games as possible, close to, if not at the level of Astro's Playroom. And this is where my biggest wow factor and biggest disappointment of the PS5 comes in its controller. Its controller is amazing. The PS5 is not the same without it. It's a great controller. It's also, for $70, the better controller than controllers I bought at that price point or higher. It's just a really great controller. The battery life, I don't think I have anything bad to say about it. People have been saying like 4 or 5 hours or something. It depends on what you're doing. You know, my girlfriend watches Netflix and HBO for like hours upon hours and still got half battery. I can play Ghost of Tsushima literally almost all day before it has to be charged, so I don't come up with that problem as much. Maybe I'm not paying attention as much, whatever. But the options that are available on Astro's Playroom make that game seem so much more incredible than it kind of actually is. It's just a decent platformer. It's free. It's a little collectathon. It's great. It's a free game and it's incredible. I can't wait to talk just about Astro's Playroom, and it's something that they should be doing going forward. Each one of these companies, the Wii Sports model. But then I go and play something like Bug Snacks. And then I walk through the grass and there's no anything, and there's a small rumble every time I jump on no matter what. There's bridges all over the place. There's sand, there's water, there's environments that are like almost identical to Astro's Playroom. And it has like no features on there as well. It just doesn't feel as like you don't get as much immersion. Like I'm immersed in Astro's Playroom every time I'm playing it. And I wish more games kind of had that. Spider-Man Miles Morales has the adaptive triggers and some other stuff. I wish it had more vibrations for what surfaces you were on. Demon Souls does, I think, the best job out of any game that's not Astro's Playroom so far. I just wish that past games, because I've also played some other games. I've played God of War, Infamous Second Son, Doom Eternal, Spider-Man Remastered, something else older. Played about like 5 titles in and out, well, at least an hour each, just to kind of see the controller functions and everything that's there. And doesn't seem to be like much addition. So I was kind of hoping that with the DualSense and games getting upgraded for a PS5 version, or getting a next gen upgrade so they can they don't have that ray tracing and that upgrade there, but they just better performance and little tweaks here and there. I was hoping that they would have this. The fact that they don't is not misleading in a sense, but in a year's time, if we don't have games that are actually doing more than what Astro's Playroom did, then it's kind of like, why have the features? If you're going to have the features, it's cool and it's great, but if nobody's going to use them, you're kind of right back to the Joy-Con. Joy-Con's cool, all right, but there's like a handful of games that really use the Joy-Con. And all of them include it being docked. Like Mario, docked and on the road is different. Odyssey is different. Breath of the Wild, mostly similar, but they're slightly different experience. But there's not a lot of games that actually use the Joy-Cons, like a lot of their features, a lot of the small little things that it has. And same thing with the DualSense. They're not using it. So for something like Bug Snacks, I'd love to see it updated to have the same stuff that's on the level of Astro's Playroom, and every game that's like that for the future. Because Astro's Playroom is the best game that's on PS5. I don't care what anybody says. It's free. It's awesome. You can get lost in it. It's great. It feels next gen. And it's free. Best of all, these features are all over the place. And yeah, there's little things about the DualSense controller that I wish I would change, especially about like the microphone and the microphone placement. But overall, I wish to see more of these features throughout the rest of the games that kind of come out. So that's it from me. It's everything that I wanted to see from PlayStation for the future. Hopefully the next 3 to 6 months, besides availability. Yeah, duh. But it's the next things I'd like to see consistently. So, what do you guys want to see? Anybody that has just seen a mountain of PlayStation 5 reviews, seen people playing them, know somebody that has it, personally has it, just gotten to play it off a friend or whatever, or roommate, neighbor. What did you play, and what's a couple of things that you saw here? And do you agree with any of the things I said? Do you think that it doesn't need a 1440p mode? Who cares if the game bar is customizable? Who gives a shit about the DualSense's features? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.